And now, the Hungry Eye takes great pride in presenting the first local appearance of the most talked about young comedian in show business today. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Gregory.
You didn't clap. That's right, you must clap when I come out. I don't mind you not clapping when I go off. If you don't clap then, it means you didn't dig me, you know. But when I come on, if you don't clap, make me think you resent me. This is different. If there's any resentment in the house at all, get up, burn your cross, and leave. Oh, it's a wonderful world. Are you old enough to be in here? You ought to be out with your father somewhere stealing a jet. Nothing I like working to any better than nice, clean-cut, drunken American kids. This your first time in the club here? This your home? Where you from?
Oakland.
Oakland, yeah, Oakland. You be from San Francisco as that bridge fall in while you sit there. Yeah, you people are so fortunate in a way to be living out here. People are so relaxed out here on the West Coast. Getting that white line, crossing the street and walk just as slow. Ever dawn on you people out here, it might be someone driving in this town for the first day that never heard of that white line? Back in my hometown, Chicago, we run across the street on a green light. And if that yellow light catch you, that's your fault. Where you from? Philadelphia? What's this, a freedom ride or something? Where you from? Louisiana? Louisiana's all right. Hell, you people would go to South Africa and be considered liberals. That's why I feel so happy for France we made the Louisiana Purchase. Because had we not made that deal, France been in hell of a shape today. Owning Algiers and New Orleans. And France is having enough problems already. It look like they're trying to start the War of the Month Club. Where you from? New York. It's a hep state. Yeah, it's hep state. Real city, real town. You ever been to a nightclub like this before? Where, here? Not in New York. No, you find it. We're no place like this in the world, like this crummy joint. It's a weird place. This is a basement. $3 a head they charge you to get in a basement. I bet you don't go in your own basement for free at home. You see this joint when the fog lift, no second floor. This is what you would call an 86 proof Disneyland. You ever been to a nightclub with no tables? Hey, this weird, sort of like drinking in church. But they have to have joints like this in San Francisco to bring tourists in. See, a lot of people come in here just for these type of places. Sort of like a nice place you'd like to visit, but you wouldn't want in your own neighborhood. They keep this whole town out here just for people that's, tourist people, When the hell ever heard of cable cars? We fixing to go to the moon, Oh, this is the damnedest town in the world. And they really planning on really going all out for tours starting next week. They're gonna have cable car drag races. How about you? That's your fault. Well, things got so tough down there, you had to leave. Huh? Oh, anybody here from Chicago? Oh, you just here for vacation? You live here now. Where'd you live in Chicago? On the north side. Yeah, you ever go back? You're in for a hell of a surprise. My brother just moved in there a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I'm telling you, there's been so many things happening lately. The world is just, world tensions at its all-time greatest and everything, Cubans snatching airplanes. And you want to have some fun after we leave here, let's go to the airport, get on a jet and speak Spanish. Every time you look around, they got another jet. And Kennedy's very shook up about it. Can't you see Bobby walking into his brother's office one morning and say, "Hi, Jack," and get slapped right in the mouth? Well, ain't that weird? I can't go down to Mississippi and integrate a washroom. Them cats stealing washroom, passengers, plane, and all. Oh, I'm telling you, so much stuff is happening. World tensions at its all-time greatest. Tar manufacturers is having a big convention in Chicago this week, and they're trying to come up with new ideas for the kids to play with this Christmas, and world tensions have affected them. They tell me they got an airplane for the kiddies. Regardless of which direction they throw it, it ends up going to Cuba. And they got another thing they call the Freedom Ride doll. Wind it up, let it go, it heads towards the washroom. But I read an article in the paper about 13 weeks ago where the Army just tested out that new rocket belt. Did you see that? Soldier just puts the belt around his waist and shoots him up in the air about 25 yards. He lands about 150 feet down the road. I'm going to buy one of them rocket belts. Take it down to Mobile, Alabama and tease lynch mobs. Of course, it'd probably be just my luck the Ku Klux Klan have anti-aircraft guns. And what about Russia? Oh, that was a hell of a blow to us. Oh, when Titoff kissed his wife, said he's going away for the weekend, he wasn't lying. Oh, it didn't bother me. I read about it. It frightened me. They can send everybody to Russia to outer space if they want to. Don't make them no better than me. Make me mad. Listen to all this stuff. Oh, he went up, out 17 times. He went all the way around. 400 and some odd thousand miles. 24 hours in the air. And I bet he's still waiting at the airport for his luggage. Gregory, when he made it, didn't bother me. It made me mad, too. I read about it in the paper. Talking about he floated out of his chair. He said he couldn't feel the weight of his legs. He couldn't feel the weight of his arms. He said I could write, but I had to hold the pad. Hell, I get like that 2 and 3 times a week. And it's not costing this country no $2 billion. Oh, Kennedy tried to take it real cool, and they told Mr. President, Russia got another man up there, and he sat down, wrote the Russian scientists a note of congratulations and an offer. Say he wasn't shook up, he probably went downstairs and kicked Caroline. But we're doing all right in outer space. Last Friday, we sent 7 men to the moon. Everything was going all right. Just as they got to outer space, Cat tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Take it to Cuba." We don't have to worry about it. See, they're playing it up now. They're making a big propaganda issue out of it. They gave Titoff a big parade, walked up on the speaker stand. Khrushchev kissed him right in the mouth. Khrushchev kissed Gregory on the back of the jaws. And when Khrushchev was in New York last year, he kissed Castro. Kind of make you wonder about him, no? know, it sort of give you that feeling that Russian women plays third over there. I wouldn't go to outer space myself. I wouldn't go, so not anywhere. All I need to do is land up on Mars somewhere and a cat walk up to me with 27 heads, 59 jaws, 19 lips, 42 legs, and look at me and say, I don't want you marrying my daughter neither. Sure, world tension's been high this year. Kennedy and Khrushchev arguing over Berlin. It frightens the hell out of me, because both these men have the one button they can push and do away with the whole world. And the frightening thing about it is Kennedy's button is located in Caroline's playroom. And you heard what Bobby Kennedy said, 30 years from this year, Negro can become president. So treat me right, I'll get in there and raise taxes on you. If I was president, you're talking about good living, ooh, everybody would be swingers. That's right, first thing I'd do is repeal the Mann Act and anything else that discourage travel in this country. I think I'd grab Satchmo and make him a Secretary of State. Dizzy Gillespie be my Vice President, and I'd give you a job just so they won't say I'm prejudiced, you know. That's what I would do my first day in office. My second day, I'd take Georgia, North Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and make it an H-bomb testing area. Don't laugh too hard at the South, because we have another civil war, Cape Canaveral's on their side. Because we're so unfair with the South. We push all the racial tension on the South. It happens all over. But up north, we more clever with it. Take my hometown, Chicago. When the Negroes move into one large area and it looked like we might control the votes, they don't say anything to us. They have a slum clearance. You do the same thing out here on the West Coast, but you call it freeways. You know. I mean, you know, everybody, like I say, all of us have problems. I have to smoke a lot, and I hate cigarettes, but I have to smoke. It's my fault. Matter of fact, I've been reading so much about cigarettes and cancer, I quit reading. But see, like I say, it's my fault. See, I made the great mistake of writing off 180 cartons on my income tax. And the Internal Revenue boys told me every time they see me, I better be smoking. I mean, don't get me wrong now, I wouldn't mind paying my income tax if I knew it was going to a friendly country. But we don't, no, we don't. Cats give away so much money in Washington, it's awful. We got countries in this world so poor and run down until we sink $2 billion into them and build them up. Russia don't even want them. You read the newspaper sometime and read something decent in the paper and quit worrying so much. I read an article in the paper the other night that really touched the hell out of me. Because if I read it right, it means to me that those guys in the Congo, we finally beginning to swing on our side. Now, the paper didn't just come right out and say that. I think it said 73 witch doctors joined Blue Cross. But like I said, I don't know why we worry so damn much in this country. Hell, when we haven't got anything to worry about, we find things to worry about. What's everybody worrying about now? The gold leaving the country. Hell, it don't bother me. Never had no real gold, don't know what it looked like. And the gold everybody's worried about, they keep down in Kentucky, and I'm not going down there anyway. And the guys that's worrying about the gold leaving the country, these are the fellas I call the average typical Americans. Probably sitting at home right now, sipping Brazilian coffee out of an English cup, Persian rugs on the floor, eat nothing but Swiss cheese, probably just walked out of their German-made car after seeing an Italian movie, sitting at a foreign-made desk writing their congressman a letter with a ballpoint pen made in Tokyo, wondering what in the hell's happening to the gold.